Studies have shown that wearing a helmet can reduce your risk of a serious brain injury and death. Helmets protect wearers by helping to absorb the energy from a sharp impact. Bike helmets typically have a layer of expanded polyestyrene, EPS, or expanded polypropylene, EPP, foam between the outer shell and the wearer's head. This helmet absorbs most of the impact energy rather than your head and brain during a fall. Severe brain injuries can have a major effect on a person's life. Brain injuries are also the cause of the majority of bicycle accidents-related deaths. When wearing a helmet, studies have shown you have reduced your risk of a serious brain injury up to 88%.
Wearing a helmet can not only protect your head and brain, but it can also make you seen. Some helmets come with built-in reflectors that will help you be seen by oncoming cars. This can also help cars spot you from a distance. Other helmets are designed for you to be able to mount a headlamp on them. Regardless of age or how long you ride a bike, you should always wear a helmet. People who receive a head injury while riding a bike without wearing a helmet are 3 times more likely to die than those who are injured while wearing a helmet. Studies have shown that wearing a bike helmet reduces your risk of serious head injury by about 70%.
The correct helmet should feel comfortable but snug. It should also sit evenly on your head, meaning it should not be tilted back on the top of the head or pulled too low over your forehead. It should not be able to move back to front or side to side. It should have a secure buckle to keep it from moving or falling off. If you do not have a secure helmet, this could cause an impact. For example, if you are riding your bike and collide with something, the helmet will still be firmly in place if you fall onto the pavement afterwards. The helmet should also be easy to adjust and fit properly without a lot of adjustments. It should sit about halfway down your forehead so that if you crash, it will hit the ground before your face. The foam material in the helmet will crush to absorb the impact energy during a fall and can't protect you again from another type of impact. Even if there are no visible signs of damage, you must replace the helmet.
When you don't wear a helmet, you can run the risk of falling and hitting your head, which could cause trauma to the brain. This trauma can cause a concussion, an open skull fracture, or a jarring motion, such as a quick turn or sudden stop. You can also experience mild head injuries. While mild, they can still cause permanent behavioral and cognitive problems, such as memory loss, inability to concentrate, sleep disorders, and in some cases, permanent disability or death. The brain is encased in the skull, which cannot expand because it's made of the bone. This means the brain swells up against the skull, causing further harm even to parts that were not originally damaged by the accident.
Serious head injury can cause a traumatic brain injury. Traumatic brain injury refers to a blow or injury to the head that causes brain dysfunction. This could be a life-altering injury. A mild case of traumatic brain injury could be a person who has a brief loss of consciousness, headache, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, and problems with memory. These symptoms usually go away on their own with rest. Moderate and severe traumatic brain injury usually comes with permanent, ongoing symptoms. These symptoms could include loss of consciousness and coma, slurred speech or difficulty speaking, loss of coordination, agitation, and seizures. Moderate and severe levels can result in devastating and prolonged and even permanent changes in the level of consciousness. When you gain consciousness, you may still struggle with cognitive and intellectual difficulties, communication problems, behavioral changes, emotional problems, and even degenerative brain disease.
When not riding a bike safely, it could potentially be very dangerous. The simple fact of the matter is that even the most experienced, most cautious bikers can still get into accidents and get hurt. It's estimated that the average cautious rider will still crash at least once every 4,500 miles they ride. Injuries caused by bicycle accidents send more kids between the ages of 5 and 14 to the emergency room than injuries from any other sport. Wearing a helmet goes a long way in protecting riders from serious brain injuries, reducing the risk by up to 88%. There is no greater way to reduce fatalities related to bicycle accidents. Head injuries are responsible for 75% of all deaths.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, approximately 700 cyclists die every year in bicycle crashes.
A 2015 report by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration found that 70% of the cyclist deaths occurred in urban areas. Only 3% of those fatalities took place in the bike lane.